Guys, have you ever wanted to manifest something and you're trying and you're thinking, nah, this ain't working, there's no movement? Trust me, we've all been there. But the thing that you're not realizing is the universe is always sending us signals, you're just not noticing them. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you about the 7 signs that the universe sends you to let you know that your manifestation is actually closer than you think. You're just missing them. So by the end of the video, you're going to know what those signs are, and you're going to be able to feel quietly confident that thing that you want is closer than you actually originally thought it was. So when I'm talking about signs from the universe, what is it that I'm actually talking about? Look at it this way. I'm communicating with you through language. That's my way of giving you this message. But the way that the universe communicates with us is through signs and synchronicities. Often, you're just not recognizing the little nudge that you get sometime and the little wink from the universe. For anyone that doesn't know, my name is Rita, and my channel, Empowered Love Within, is all about helping you achieve success, love and abundance from within. So let's kick off. What's the first sign that the universe sends you when your manifestation is about to arrive? In actual fact, I did say there were 7 signs, but I've actually got a bonus one for you, so make sure you stick around for that. So sign number 1, it's all about repeating numbers. So repeating numbers is probably one of the most common signs and signals that people get from the universe. So when you're seeing repeating numbers like 111, 222, 444, or what I get quite often is synchronizing numbers on my phone. So for example, the time may be the same as the amount of charge that I've got in my phone, and it happens all the time. And what I always do is look up what those numbers mean, and there's always a meaning behind it which syncs in what's happening with my life at that particular point in time. On a general level, it's about the universe just winking to you and nudging you that your energy is aligning, and that's why you're seeing these synchronicities coming through. That takes me on nicely to the second sign that the universe will give you to let you know that your manifestation is near. And it's what you would call coincidences, which are actually not coincidences, they're synchronicities. It might be that the information that you need, about how to solve, for example, a particular problem, something that you're wanting to achieve, a goal that you're aiming for, it finds its way to you in some kind of way. It might be that something comes up on the TV. It might be that you overhear a conversation. It could be just a little nudge to say, look, don't worry, everything will be okay. And I tell you, that has happened on so many occasions to me. One occasion that really kind of stands out for me, it's going back a bit, but it's when I was going through something personally. I really wanted someone to share it with, but not somebody close to me, just someone who was far enough removed to be able to just give me an independent opinion. I remember the morning getting in my car and driving somewhere, just bumping into somebody who I hadn't seen for such a long time. We got talking, and the person so happened to ask me, how is this particular thing going? At that point, I didn't know it was so raw within me, but everything just came to the surface, and I kind of just blurted out, this is kind of what's happening, and I don't really know what to do with it. And I'll tell you something, that conversation between myself and an acquaintance of mine was a real eye-opener. They gave me some real gems, told me some of their past experiences and how they dealt with particular issues. Sorry, the part that I missed out, when I actually got into the car, I remember saying out loud to the universe, oh God, I wish that, I could just speak to somebody about this, or someone could just point me in the right direction. And I just left it there. And as I said, there comes this person, and it was exactly what I needed. After all that raw, pent-up emotion was out of my system, I felt like $1 million. I knew exactly what I needed to do to solve that particular issue. It's just like it was a weight off my mind. I just needed that person to give me that insight. And that is definitely a synchronicity. There's no doubt about that. What by chance I just happen to say out loud, or I need someone to speak to about this, and this person appears and, ask me this question, and we have these conversations. These things are not by chance. Afterwards, I just said, thank you, universe. That's exactly what I needed. So the third sign that the universe sends you when your manifestation is close is vivid dreams. Sometimes the sign, the synchronicity, the nudge, it's not coming from the conscious mind. It comes to you from the subconscious mind, and a portal which the universe can communicate with you through is your subconscious mind. When you're asleep, it is your subconscious mind at play. You may have a vivid dream that shows you exactly what you're calling in, that special person that you're looking for, that special opportunity that you're looking for, that change in lifestyle. And it's real. As much as it's in your dream state, it's as real as I am talking to you now. It's just in a different dimension. So never kind of dismiss that. It's symbolic, and it's almost like your mind is kind of rehearsing what the reality is going to be when this physical reality catches up with what's going on and what's brewing in the subconscious mind. So vivid dreams are definitely another important one. Right, so this is a big one. The fourth way and the fourth sign that the universe sends your way when, your manifestation is close is certain people and certain patterns that have just been around for a while, they start to fall away. And you know what? This one, as much as it's a positive sign, I'm going to be honest, in the midst of it, sometimes it might not feel that positive. You might be thinking to yourself, but hang on, I've had this friend for many years. We've grown up together. I've been in this relationship for many years. We've gone through so much together. Why is it now when I'm wanting to level up and I'm wanting to attract something new, it's falling away? It can look like it's actually going wrong. But remember, everything is all about energy. The energy that exists on the earth now is the energy that always existed and always will exist. It can never be destroyed. It can only be changed. So the reason why I'm saying that, sometimes to give you the manifestation that you want, the universe has to remove some things out of the way first. It might be that best friend that you've had for many, many years who in some way, shape or form may be the block to you receiving your manifestation. It might be that they're a bit negative, or it might be that they trigger you or they influence you in a particular way. And for them to be around would mean that you don't get that manifestation that you want. That can also just as easily, if not more, apply to your spouse or your partner. Unfortunately, the sad truth is that as you elevate and you move through life, some people just can't continue on that journey with you. And as much as you want to cling to that and you want to hold on to that, that is just the truth. Do you know what I mean? The universe has to free up some space to bring in the new thing. So that can happen quite a lot. What I would say to you is, when that happens, it's not easy, but you need to get to a point where you know that whatever happens is happening for your good. You need to have this mindset that everything that's happening to me, whether it appears to be good or whether it appears to be bad, is happening for my greater good, is happening for my benefit. And when you hold that mindset, as much as things might happen which you might perceive as being negative, people who you love and care for may be either completely removed from your life, or they may be far out in the background and not as up close as what they were. Hold on to that. The universe is making space, and that's a massive sign that what you're desiring is close. Just a reminder, check out the description box. There's some goodies in there. So I've got my free manifestation roadmap in there, which is an interactive workbook, which basically is a step-by-step guide to you creating the life that you want. And that'll help you shift your energy and, just align your mindset with achieving your desires. Completely free, instant access. So check it out. Also, check out my 30-day manifestation challenge course. Again, link is in the description. Great course, even if I do say so myself. Follows my signature glow technique and method that helps you to manifest your dreams in just 30 days. No forcing, no hustling, no second guessing, just real practical information, guidance and techniques that helps you to get to where you want to go in life. So check that out. So the fifth sign that the universe can send you when your manifestation is near is a lovely one, and it's just what can seem like random bursts of energy or just excitement. And I want you to know that they're not random. What that is, you know, when you're feeling, for example, those butterflies in your tummy for no particular reason, or you just feel like sudden waves of happiness or contentment. What that is, as you're moving forward and you're coming into alignment with that new desire, there has to be a change of energy. Because remember, the person who you are without your desire is not the person who you're going to be with the desire. You've got to change. The old you has got to go, and you build and grow into a new person. And when that energy is changing and that's happening ever so subtle, you just get those little bursts of energy. So when you feel that, just lean into it, just thank the universe and enjoy those moments and anchor those feelings, because everything is about feeling. And the more you can kind of just anchor those feelings and appreciate them, is the more that you kind of just appreciate that you're on the way to good things and your desire is near. So, the sixth sign that makes you aware that your manifestation is very close is you're getting little snippets of what that manifestation would look like when it's here fully. So let me explain. Just think of this like a little preview of what's to come. You know when you go to the cinema and they show like the trailers? Think of it like that. So say, for example, if you're wanting to manifest love, and you're realizing that although the love that you actually desire is not here in its full element as yet, for example, when you're out and about, you might find that strangers are talking to you more, people are more open to you, they may be smiling at you more, you may get compliments, you may even meet people who are very close to the partner that you're seeking, but they're not the full embodiment of them. And again, that's just happening because, as I said, everything is energy. If you're working on becoming a new version of you to attract a new type of love and a new person that you've never kind of experienced before, again, you have to change. You're not going to experience something different with the same old you turning up. It's got to be a new you. So when you see that happening, that can be in any kind of area that you're wanting to manifest. If, for example, you're wanting to manifest more money, you might find that you get little windfalls, you might get unexpected discounts, you might find money. These little things is kind of teasing you and kind of letting you know that your energy is actually changing and preparing you for the big thing that's on its way. So, moving on to the seventh sign that the universe gives you when your manifestation is near is you're more in touch with your gut feeling and you're just getting a certain level of intuition that you weren't really receiving previously. And look at it this way. When we talk about manifestation, we talk about action that you need to do. One important part about manifestation is action, but it's not just any old action. It's got to be action from the right mindset and the right level of consciousness that you need in order to achieve that particular desire. So, for example, if you're wanting to increase the amount of wealth or financial abundance that you have in your life, you might be kind of budgeting a bit more or being a bit more sensible with your money. You might be doing that anyway. That's great. But all of a sudden, you might be in a particular setting. Someone tells you about a networking event. You might overhear a conversation which gives you a nugget of information about where a business venture or an idea that you can basically use to increase the amount of finances that you have available to you. So that's what I mean when I say, you're getting kind of gut feelings, you're getting like intuition to maybe take a detour, to go to that particular place, to overhear that particular information, and that is a massive signal to let you know that you are actually aligning with the energy that you're wanting to actually move into, and it's making its way to you, and that's always exciting when that happens. The bonus step and the bonus sign that I'm going to give you, sign number 8, and again, this one can be quite a tough one, but it's an important one, and it's having emotional ups and downs. So you might be going along fine, feeling like, oh, I'm on the verge of achieving this manifestation, and you're feeling good, and out of nowhere you get these old feelings coming up, maybe old feelings of insecurities, old feelings of doubt, old feelings of the previous version of you, who you used to be before you started moving into this new version of you. And what's really funny about that is it's actually a good sign, because I'm going to go back to the point I made earlier. Everything is energy. And what happens is when we go through things, or we have experiences that you can say are negative, then that there are little imprints of those experiences stored in places in the body. And in that sense, that energy has to be cleared to allow the new things to come in. So when you're kind of going about your daily life and you're becoming a new version of you, remember that old energy which is there and it's stagnant and it's buried somewhere in you, it has to come out. So it might be that those feelings appear, you feel teary, you feel self-doubt, you start reflecting on negative things that happened in the past, and that's okay. Do not push that down in any way, shape or form. Allow it to come out of your system. It's coming up for a reason, so it can come up and out, basically. So those are the 8 signs that the universe sends you, and when you see them, this is how I want you to respond. I want you to take a moment to pause and acknowledge those signs. Yeah, just be present with those signs and acknowledge them. Something that I always do is I always express gratitude for them. Always do. It's like a communication between me and the universe to say, I see you, I saw the little nudge, I saw the little wink, I saw that you put me in that particular place to give me that information. Even when emotional ups and downs happen, people have been removed out of my life, what I'm saying to you is the things I'm sharing with you is no different to some of the things that I've gone through, and some of them are not always easy to deal with. So I'm not telling you to be a robot and don't feel no way if all of a sudden your best friend is no longer your best friend, or something happens which you think, oh, I could do without this. Yeah, you're going to feel some type of a negative emotion because you're human, but I'm just saying to you, know and practice that mindset that, you know what, is for your greater good, and just pause and acknowledge the change that's happening in the new version of you that's actually emerging. Journaling is pretty good as well to get that down on paper and process the signs that you're seeing, you know, the synchronicities. Journaling is a good way of doing that, so I would definitely recommend that you do journal. And if nothing else, it's a good reminder of the changes that are happening, and you can go back to that and look at the changes that are happening, and just notice how the universe is responding to you. Sometimes it's just a little boost that you need, and it's good. And the other thing that I would say is stay consistent. You know, with that aligned action that you're taking and that inspired action, stay consistent. Just because you see like any of those signs that I've told you about, the 8 signs, don't think to yourself, oh, that's it now, done deal. Keep doing what you're doing, keep going, keep changing, keep becoming a stronger, keep pushing for that new version of you. And when that manifestation is here, you're going to be a changed person. And you're going to need to be to hold on to that manifestation, because if you try and revert back to the old you, you're going to lose that manifestation, because the 2 versions don't align. The manifestation aligns with the new version of you that you have to create in order to get it and hold on to it. So jump in the comment section and let me know, what are some of those signs that I've mentioned that you've seen? Are there any others that I haven't mentioned that's also happening to you? And what are some of the key takeaways that you get from this video? Share this with someone who you know is trying to elevate themselves and you know it will be helpful for them. And save it for yourself as well, so you can go back to it if you need to in the future. Check out the description box for the goodies that I mentioned earlier, and I'll see you in the next one.